OnlyBaus versus Xbox. Alright, let's do this one now. Okay, so we got Xbox as the Chinese, and OnlyBaus is the Ottomans. Alright, that's pretty good. So, Ottoman versus China? I always give my hat to the Ottomans in this matchup from personal experience. Because every time I've ever gone with my Chinese builds against the Ottomans in ranked, it's never gone well. It sometimes goes well, but it only goes well when the Ottoman stays in Age 2 and tries to duke it out in Age 2. If they ever go for a good fast fortress or fast industrial, the Falconet Safai Mamluk thing just goes way over my head. Yeah. That's what I'll tell you about that, basically. Whenever you're going up in this matchup, you got to be very fearful that they're going to go for something like Mamluk, Safahis, Falconets. Yeah. But we'll see, though. I mean, China is getting... Oh, interesting. So this China does not go for a trading post right away. That's kind of fascinating. No. He is lacking a bit of wood to get one. He's got about only 152 wood, so he would have to get it later probably, unless he gets some treasures for it. He's got a 30 food one here. He's got a 60 XP one here. He's got a cow one there, so yeah, he doesn't have any wood treasures nearby. So he's gonna go for a market. Village market? That's a rare one for China. And he's gonna go for hunting eagles, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, okay. It's just different, you know. It's not bad. Typically, though, you would want to go for a trading post instead because it just helps you with your shipment arrival times, is China. Which, against an Ottoman player, you really need. Because Ottomans are going to throw some very elite stuff at you, particularly the Safahis and the Mamluks. So you really need all the stats that you can get to sort of fight that off, typically. Just saying. Just saying. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes, though. I mean, he is going T-Export, which is the preferred card to go with China, because it's really the most powerful thing they can send. Gives you a consulate for free, so it's a 200 wood value on its own. Then you get the 100 export with it, so you can choose an alliance with it right away. And then you get a export trickle from that card for the rest of the game. So it really suits you throughout the match. Plus, it gives you really strong early game advantage with this consulate, because you can do one of two things. You can either go Russians and get a blockhouse, or you can go with French and pick up the food crates. Yeah, so is he going to go for Russians, or he's going to go the Russian route? So he's playing the old school route. This is the one that was the first thing that we saw, and then the people eventually went over to the French. Yeah, so when you do it with the Russians... Your goal is to just collect a ton of export and eventually build a blockhouse with the blockhouse tech at the consulate. And the blockhouse is nice because it can act as your first sort of war academy as the Chinese Civ, because it can train all of your banner armies. It also protects the area with the range attack, and of course provides you a bit of pop space as well. So yeah, overall it's just like a war academy, but better pretty much. The only thing it doesn't do is upgrade you. So if you want to upgrade your soldiers later, you actually do have to build like a real war academy. But for the early game, you can just deal with the blockhouse on its own for training stuff. And he does age up with the Summer Palace, which is expected behavior, because really, it's an almost one-to-one mapping between Russians to Summer Palace and French consulate to Porcelain Tower. Almost a one-to-one. Sometimes, though, we do see French go for Summer Palaces, but it's kind of a rarity that we've only seen, I think, about probably like 5 or 6 times. Every other time it's been Porcelain Tower when they went French. So, yep, Summer Palace is definitely the preferred play here if you're going Russian. Summer Palace overall is a wonderful wonder to get, because it gives you free armies of units, you know, over time. And you can choose which one, too. You can go the standard army here. You can go with the Old Han. You can really go for any one that you need based on your current situation, which is cool. So, what's the deck here? It's called Chinese. Chukanu, Quang, Step. So he does have some H2 stuff here. H3. He's got his arcs, meteor, hand mortar. I think his H3 looks a little underwhelming, honestly. Going for the Saiga herd here. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this. It looks a little underwhelming. Because unless you have a ton of coin to get the Iron Troops and the Manchu, you're going to be struggling to collect cards there to fend off. You really need everything you can get against Almonds. It's called Build Normal. What about the Almonds is ever normal? I don't know. So basically, what can we... So he's got the Capitalism. He's gone for the Rooks. He sent the coin. So I'm guessing he's going to go for Sublime Port here, I'm guessing. Yeah, so basically with Sublime Port, what you're going to see is you're going to see the Almond player get as much food as they can, right? Usually like a 2,000 something food, and then they send Sublime Port, and then it trades all that food for a greater amount of wood, and then it grows to like 300 something wood, which is pretty astronomical, yeah, typically. He's also going to age up with the Scout, which is something we see a lot of these Almond Fast Fortresses do, because it gives you 4 delis. Delis, very quick cavalry with a good rate of attack, so can be a very deadly raiding unit here. Also, something Almonds get to do quite often is train a Mukhibir from the mosque, because the mosque is always active for Almonds to trickle XP, as well as research the essential technologies that the Almonds need to research when build their villager build limits, right? Yeah, that's something that the Almonds have to do that none of the other Sips have to worry about, so... While you have that moss in there, you may as well train a few Mukhibir assassins to target the enemy explorer where possible. And you can use it to chase native scouts too. Hurts their scouting, might deny them a treasure, might deny them a train post, you know. These Mukhibir can sometimes change the game. Yeah, so definitely consider that. Where's his explorer anyway, so it's back in his base. So luckily this Mukhibir assassin shouldn't be too much of an issue. So he is going Sublime Port. Let's see how much wood he's going to be able to pull with this. I would presume he's going to get like 3,000 or something. Seems to be right, I would assume. Yeah, I think he would get about 3,000 wood with that. 3,000 wood. He's already at almost 2,500 now. Yeah, about 3,000. 3,3044. Yeah. Basically, with all that wood, you can get a foundry up, you can get stable, you can get all the moss text for training. It really sets you up really good for the Fortress Age, yeah. He's gonna get, so what is he? He's gonna get this now, he's gonna pick up Placer Mines, yep. So, what is he gonna get? So, he's gonna get a foundry, he's gonna get a stable, yep. So, he's gonna go Abyss Gun Cav Archer. That's a possible solution that you can do for Almonds in Fortress Age against the China. Use the Abyss guns because of their high damage output as a skirmisher, because they literally do crush damage, which most other skirmishers don't. It's high damage too, so obliterates arquebusiers and true canoes. And then the Cav Archers just sort of deal with the cavalry threat, yeah. He's going up with the Confucian Academy. Yep, that's typical Chinese behavior. With a German consulate. This is something that you should try to do if you're going Summer Palace Confucian. Synergize the Confucian Academy with the German consulate, because the German consulate is very economical. It can give you resource trickle technologies as well as cheapen your banner army costs in their food costs. So, yep. It's usually advised if you're going the Summer Palace route with the Russian consulate that you go down 2 passable paths. You either go Porcelain Tower and British, or you go Confucian Academy and Germans. Because basically the way it's kind of conceived is the Confucian Academy is a military wonder, whereas the Porcelain Tower is an economic one. So you would want to couple a military wonder with a economic consulate, or you would want to couple a military consulate with an economic wonder. So that way you're more well-rounded and you can deal with things a bit nicer. So in this case, since he's going intervention, he's going to get some Doppelsolners here. I will tell you right now, that's not going to be what the doctor ordered, because this guy is going Abyss Cav Archer. Abyss Cav Archer. He's going for 6 Abyss guns from the home seed. They're going to be Verin upgraded. He's going to queue up another Abyss, and he already has Cav Archers on the field. Those Doppels will not reach their targets, I'm telling you right now. So, I don't want to be the speculator of bad news, but typically intervention is not a good choice if you're going the Germany allies route. I would say you would only want to use intervention if you're going British, because 9 redcoats can be very useful, whereas 5 dops not so much. Unless they're just spamming hand cap for some reason and nothing else. Yeah, no, it's never going to be good. Okay, another multiplayer there. It's going to pick up the copy there. Is he getting multiple town slayers or something? Why is he picking that up so early? I don't know. I mean, he only has like 30 bills. Like, why is he going for that so soon? I have no idea. Did they add like an extra effect to it or something? I have no idea. Alright. Pop boosts on the villages. Gonna add an Imperial Army. This gives you Iron Flails and Arcs. Arquebusiers. You have a Flying Crow yet? Nope, he's still halfway into the queue there. Best thing you could get is probably the Arquebusiers, I would say, in this situation. Does he even know what he's going for at all, though? Let me find out. He doesn't even know what comp he's going for. See, that's why you gotta scout this stuff. If you saw a Foundry in a stable, he'd go like, ah, yes, I need like a massive skirms and maybe some hand cav or artillery or something, right? But now, he doesn't have that, and now he's going to get creamed, right? Not only that, Oddman is going to pick up 210 XP treasure there, so we're probably looking at another shipment coming in, right? Maybe the Falconets. I would say probably the Falconets here. He is picking up cav combat, though, for the cav archers. You could also go Safahi and synergize that with the cav combat. That's another option here, so we'll see if he ends up doing that pretty much. Could be pretty powerful indeed, yeah. Very nice. Comes the village here, very good. All that hand units, right? Very nice. Wow, crazy stuff. See, this is why I always say if you're playing Ottomans, never play the Chinese if you have an option. It's always an uphill battle, even when you're trying to do it right. And I think Xbox was generally going in the right direction here with his build. I have been in this situation probably 1,000 times against Ottomans as China. It's never good. I can guarantee you it's never gonna go well for you, unfortunately. Unless you're like, let's say you're like mini mold level good, you might be able to do it. But other than that, not a situation you would ever want to do.